Peter King. Peter King, who's plugged in to certain things. Well, you got to be careful with Peter King because he hears stuff, he reports stuff, but he values his relationship. So take that for what it is. So he ain't gonna go too far. He's gonna be very. I'm reporting just what I know of what I've been told.
This is me, not something I'm being told.
Right.
He try to be very vague.
Yeah, he rarely gonna go controversial, but with this one though, he speculates that the Bears would trade back 2 times to the 8th pick and bring in a haul of 9 first-round and second-round picks in 2025 and 2026.
Wow.
That's the smart move.
Oh, well, that's your answer.
That's a smart move. It's a smart move.
Is that a smart move from a franchise to pass up on Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson?
First of all, a lot of people passed up on Pat Mahomes, though. So let's be honest.
The Bears specifically passed up on Pat Mahomes and Deshaun Watson.
I would say Deshaun Watson because he was the known commodity at the time.
They passed
Who the
up.
fuck knew
All I'm
about
saying is
Pat
they passed
Mahomes
up on
then? No, I understand all that.
So would you do that? Would you risk doing that again? Would you risk being like,
no, 100%.
People are saying this is the number 1 quarterback prospect in the last however many years.
There's always going to be.
I'm the Bears, and I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going to go.
You know what? Yes.
Who we got?
It's a smart
crazy,
decision.
FIFO.
It's a smart decision because just like they made the move last year, they didn't know that they were going to have the number 1 overall pick.
Right.
And now it looks like a genius decision. And now if you're talking about in the next 3 to 5 drafts, you have multiple first round picks. That makes sense because guess what? If we miss on Caleb Williams now,
Yep.
we'll get the next generational guy down the road because it's not like Justin Fields is complete trash. It's not like he's Trey Lance, right?
Saying it because Trey Lance played for the Cowboys, but go ahead.
No. I'm saying that because I was a Trey Lance
He was
guy.
a Trey Lance guy.
He
Yeah.
was.
Right? I like the arm. I knew that the mental wasn't there. He hadn't played enough football. But that's not necessarily the case with Justin Fields. It's just a thing of fits. You know what I'm saying? I think he still has a ceiling that he hasn't reached. We've seen flashes, and I think with all young players, regardless of sport that we're talking about, I got to see something. You got to show me something, even if it's not consistent. We know that the Bears organization has not been consistent. So if you can move down multiple times, get draft picks in the next 3 to 5 drafts in the first round, to me, you make that move because you know what? Even in this draft, if you move down to 8, you're still going to grab another talented piece for this current Chicago Bears. So to me, that is the smart play to play the long game because you have no commitments to Justin Fields.
You don't? If you trade back, you have commitments to him.
No, you don't. How?
Because I'm trading back now. I have to re-sign him.
No.
At the very least, I got a franchise tag him. I can't trade back and pass up on Caleb Williams and possibly Drake May, 2 of the prospects that they've saying that they've seen in the last couple of years. I can't trade back and be like, hey, you know what? I missed those 2, but maybe I'll get the next 2. We don't even know who those guys are.
Let me ask you. Every year that there's always a top quarterback.
That's true.
But you said something earlier that stands out, and you said generational talent. Every year there's not a generational talent.
I agree.
This is not Madden. I say it all the time. You don't play with fire. You played with fire last year, and it benefited you in the long run. They won. They struck gold. They traded. They got not only did they get a great player in DJ Moore, they got the number 1 pick this year with the generational quarterback in Caleb, possibly anyway. You have to decide. It's one decision to make, whether it's Justin Fields or Caleb Williams. That's your decision. If you just decide to stick with Justin Fields, I don't know if I'll trade back twice. Depends on what that 8 slot holds, but I would trade back at least once and get some picks.
If I'm trading back from Justin Fields, I'm trading back thinking that I have my quarterback. So I don't need the first 2 picks.
You're not doing.
I don't need the second. I don't need Drake May. So I can trade back, get more collateral, and now I got more to help Justin Fields
you do.
with.
Yeah,
that's my thought process. But my problem with that would be is I'm not sold that Justin Fields or Matt Eberflus, however the fuck you say his name. I'm not even sold that that's going to be my coach for the long term. So if I do trade back out of the number one pick, I am giving him now more time. When he's saying, "Oh, I got to develop Justin Fields and I got to get another offensive coordinator and we just got all of this talent," I'm not doing that if I'm the Bears, bro.
What if-
I want to put you on the clock. I want to put Justin Fields on the clock because your contract is up. I need to take advantage of one of those first two picks. I'm not trading all the way back to 8 or 9 and helping build a team around a quarterback or a coach that I don't know that's going to be there for the long term.
What if you trade back, and I Shelton, to the 8th pick? I just did a Bucky Brooks.
They already have the 8th pick.
Who?
The Bears. I want to say they have
That's
1
their
and
pick.
9.
So you would have 8 and 9.
Oh, then what are we
Do
talking about here
they?
then?
I don't think they do.
I don't know.
They have 2 first-round picks. I want
They
to
got
say
they
it's
pick and
first and
pick.
8.
They
or,
have 9.
or 9.
Right.
They have number 1 and
So
number
if
9.
you trade back to 8, you have 8 and 9 consecutive.
Well, what I was going to say, according to this mock draft, J.J. McCarthy there.
Oh my God.
Absolutely not.
I mean, you load up on picks and then you can go ahead and get the white boy.
Absolutely
He just won an Addy.
God.
absolutely not.
That's
What are y'all talking about?
That's not the move.
He is going to break the draft.
Yeah,
board.
JJ McCarthy
He
at
ain't
best is a second round, third
He
round
not it.
quarterback pick, and he's going to be a great backup.
You grab, in my opinion, at that point, you grab Malik Neighbors. You grab, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause we know Harrison Jr. gone.
At that
He's in
point,
the first
you're
3
trying
picks.
to help Justin Fields.
Correct.
At that point, look, regardless of whoever the quarterback is, you're going to need weapons
No, yeah,
regardless.
Right.
If you trade that pick, you're keeping Justin Fields. This is either
For 1 year.
No. Justin
So
Fields is your quarterback.
Not
So
for
you're
1 year.
saying you're
I'm
committed.
committed.
Williams.
That's your
Yes.
man.
Why?
Yes.
If you trade that pick,
If you
that's
trade
your
that
man.
pick,
Why?
that's your guy.
Why?
Because you have
why is-
Caleb Williams right there.
Yeah, you take your general. You said it.
Yeah, like,
generational
ain't
talent.
no Caleb Williams coming out next year.
No, ain't no generational
He's
talent in
the
the next
dude.
2 years.
So if you don't want to take him and you trade back, then go all the way back.
Now, I
But if
did
you're
see
going to take
something.
a quarterback, take him, and then I think they should have fired Eberflus anyway.
Because who's drafting at 8?
Falcons.
So they say the Falcons are going to trade up.
Well, now they have. That's
They
a mock
should.
trade. Yeah, the Falcons.
Yeah, the Falcons going to trade up, I believe, because they're going to get one of those quarterbacks.
They want a quarterback too.
Yeah.
No, I know they do, but
Bad.
There have been rumblings that they're willing to take Justin Fields.
Well, that's your, and that's the thing. That's what he's saying.
So
That's
okay,
why
so
they're
they would
saying trade back.
give them, they would give the Falcons the number 1 pick. No.
Yeah.
The Falcons would give them number 8,
The Falcons
Yes.
would probably get him. They would give
and
up
they would
for
get
Fields.
Justin in return.
They would give up for Fields probably a 1, a 2, and another pick for next year.
And then they'll have 8, and then they'll trade that 1 for something else.
for something else.
That's what they're saying.
So
Or not fit- no,
all
no,
that
no.
means is the
No,
Bears.
they must be
all that
trading
means
8 and
is
1
what we're
and
saying.
whatever else.
It's just like Peter King said. All that means if you're saying what the Falcons do, the Bears move down to 8 or 9, and they already got the 9th pick.
No,
wait,
no,
hold
the
on.
Falcons
They wouldn't
move
have
up.
to.
No.
Wait, hold on. They wouldn't have to because if Justin Fields is going to Atlanta,
Right.
Atlanta would be giving something up to
Yeah.
get Justin Fields.
Yeah, if,
The
if
eighth
Justin Fields goes to Atlanta, then they're going to give up probably
The eighth.
second
If
round pick. They
Justin
won't
Fields
give up the
goes
eighth,
to
I don't
Atlanta, they
think.
give up the 8th and a 1 and a 2. That's what Peter King is saying.
An eighth pick, a future pick.
Yes, because if what he's saying is if the Bears trade down to 8 or 9 next year, they position themselves to have 3 number 1 picks.
That's kind of nice.
It does sound nice, but it's just
And
I,
2 2s.
like I said, it just
And in the next year, you got 2 1s and 2 2s again.
That's
And the next 2
that's a
drafts.
haul.
But Justin Fields,
that's a hard for if you
and I can get Caleb Williams.
And if Justin Fields can play, or you get the right OC,
Right.
you might be all right, bro. You got all that young talent. If you
Yeah.
hit on the picks, of course.
You got to have
Yeah.
somebody to know how to draft.
Yeah.
I was looking at something interesting. I forgot what I did with it, but Justin Fields' stats were eerily similar, I think, over the last 10 games to Lamar Jackson. They had like the same stats. It's crazy. It was 20 games?
I'm not
You
even.
saw that too? Their stats were almost
I'm not doing that.
What'd you say to that, Spike?
I'm not doing that.
Why not?
Because Lamar Jackson was in the AFC, divisional at least? Justin Fields can't even win 2 games in a row, bro.
But it's fair to say that
No, it's not
Lamar-
fair.
wait,
Like
hold on.
it's not fair to mention Justin Fields
It is-
and Lamar Jackson the same.
It is fair to say that Lamar had arguably the best defense in football. Arguably,
That's
right?
fine,
A
yes.
top 3 defense, top
Yeah.
5 defense.
Sure.
All right.
Lamar
And-
Jackson was super duper
I'm acting
great
like
when he was.
I'm acting like he's a lot better than Justin
And
Fields.
then
That's all.
it's also
He's
fair to
better.
say
Okay.
It's also fair to say Mark Andrews is a top 3 tight end in the league.
He was
It's
hurt.
also
He
fair to
was
say
hurt for the
that,
majority
that
of the
Zay
season.
Flowers
He was hurt for the majority of the season.
I
Stop.
understand, but he still had Mark Andrews.
And DJ Moore would add up to Flowers.
DJ Moore is better than Flowers.
Even better.
Yeah.
I feel you.
So what
But
else?
better.
Name something else that you think is better.
That's
Better
it.
offensive line?
No, it's nothing. I don't think Justin Fields is a bad player. I think they have a bad coach. I think
Since when did you? When
did you hear
change
that?
your stance?
well, out of Chicago. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I was about to say
He's been horrible. He's not good for Chicago, is what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't think that he's terrible, but I don't think that he will work with the dude that they have in place now, Eberflus.
There's definitely a clip of you saying Justin Fields is terrible.
He was terrible.
You called him under terrible.
I'm not backing off of that. I'm not even saying
you
he's
had him
going to
like
be
2
good.
steps
Would
above
you
Trey
rather have
Lance.
Dak or Justin Fields?
Dak. I'm not taking Justin Fields don't even know
Same
how to
recipe,
win
same
games.
cake.
At least Dak know how to win regular season games.
Man, Dak has had way
That is
better coaching.
not, man.
That's fine. All I'm saying
So-
is he,
so what
he
I'm saying
knows
is
how
how
to
much
win
is-
regular
if-
season games. Dak was a 4th round pick. That's
But how
Justin
much of
Fields
that is
was the
Dak?
2nd pick.
You
But
gonna
how
keep-
much of that
Dak
is
was
Dak?
a 4th round pick. Justin
much of
Fields
that is Dak?
was the
That don't
2nd
matter.
pick.
You
How
gonna
much of
keep
that is
putting
Dak?
lipstick on that pig, ain't you?
Who Dak?
Yep.
No, I'm not a Dak supporter at all. Don't try to paint me as such. I'm just saying I would take him over Justin Fields, yes. But I do feel like if Justin Fields got out of Chicago because Chicago is not a good ran organization, then he may be able to be better than he is.
don't know.
I did say that he was terrible throughout the season.
Yeah,
I will
I know you did.
admit
Oh,
that.
you did, yeah.
But all I'm saying is if he left,
did.
if he went to Atlanta, if he went to whoever needs a quarterback other than Chicago, then he has a chance to be good. But Chicago hasn't
Man, you
proven.
get rid of
Say the
that,
stats,
bro.
Ken.
Look at that, bro.
Say the
See
stats,
it?
Ken.
They're the
What's
same guy.
Same thing.
Say the stats, Ken.
I don't even want to hit. Like,
Say the stats,
I'll
Ken.
let you read that, but go ahead.
17 games, man.
In the last 17 games, what the stats look
Fields,
like?
29 total touchdown, 4,100 yards, total yards, 19 giveaways, 84 rating. Jackson, 24 total touchdown, 4,400 yards, 15 giveaways, 94 rating.
With the wins,
Same guy, bro.
what is the win-loss call?
But
I would
once
say.
again, you got that
That's
defense.
that's team.
Yeah, that's a
That's not him.
That's a team thing.
So just to make sure I understand what you guys are saying, Justin Fields could have taken the Ravens to the same peak Lamar Jackson did this season.
I'm just.
I'm saying that.
That's all I'm saying. Okay,
What I'm
okay.
saying is, if Justin Fields has had
Bro, I
the
seen
type
Justin
of stability that John Harbaugh has given that organization, we could look at Justin Fields different today.
Could possibly
Correct.
if he was.
I don't know how
if he
many
was
games
as good as Lamar
sat in the
Jackson.
fourth quarter.
He has talent.
He does. Not as much talent as Lamar Jackson. Though.
Well, Lamar Jackson came into the league and he wasn't very accurate.
He
Neither
wasn't,
was
but
Josh
he was
Allen.
Better, he was better. He
grew-
was better than Justin Fields.
Year
These
one and two.
These two should not even be
Shit.
mentioned in the same conversation.
Shit.
Lamar,
You tripping.
Lamar Jackson has 2 MVPs.
Okay, and
Justin Fields don't have a 5-win season.
but Justin Fields has the ceiling to hit that.
I'm not saying that he doesn't. I'm saying he
That's
hasn't.
all I'm saying.
I'm saying he hasn't.
Well, I'm glad
I
you
don't
coming
disagree.
around,
Okay,
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I come
And
around
like I
to
said,
him
you know, and
thinking,
I'm once again, I don't think he's as good as Lamar Jackson. But what I'm saying is,
but you know he's not.
no, yeah, I know that. But
You know
different
that.
circumstances, and we would be talking differently. If he had more, like you said, if he had a better coach, if he had, a defense that could at least, you might be talking about, something a little different. And you surrounded him with talent. You're finally putting talent in place. That's the one thing we talked about him his first couple years. He had no talent.
My question to you two: if you are in the decision-making capacity in Chicago, what's your decision that you make? Do I trade Justin Fields or do I bring in a new quarterback and start over with the same coach that ruined Justin Fields?
In all honesty, for me, where the Bears are now, I'm taking the picks, which is the reason why
So you bring back keeping Justin Fields.
I have to see what options are on the table. But me personally, I believe that Justin still has a very high ceiling. And we just hadn't, and I'm talking obviously as the Bears organization, we haven't done our job to make sure that we're allowing this quarterback to grow in the best way possible. Obviously, as a GM and as an owner, you're always going to believe that you're doing your best to have that type of growth. But if we're looking at the reality of the situation, they haven't. You know, last year was the first year. Remember, I went into the preseason and said, hey, look, I think I might like the Bears because DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, you know, I saw the weapons that Tyler Scott, you know, I saw the weapons that it ain't come together. You can have all of the weapons, but if you don't have the scheme, that don't mean nothing. So again, got a new coach. They got, you know, they have a lot of moving pieces. Me personally, if they paid me the $500,000, $1 million that they pay a GM, I'm keeping Justin, and I'm trading back, and I'm getting a whole bunch of future first round picks.
And you'll be fired.
And if you don't, I was just about to say, if you don't win next year, what happens then?
Yeah.
Because Justin's contract is up, so you got to re-sign him or franchise check, whatever you're gonna do. You got to fire the coach. Now I got a new coach. He gonna get 3 years. Fire the
coach? You just fired the coach this year.
You wouldn't fire the coach if they don't have a good season this year.
To me,
you wouldn't.
Last point, and then we're going to move on.
What constitutes necessarily a good season? Because
the playoffs.
No, for them, it's not necessarily wins and losses. It's about how are they performing.
Development.
That was this
and culture.
Year. That was this year.
But you fired the coach. So now it's about culture and development.
Their coach is still there.
This is going to be the second year, isn't it?
No, it's been much longer than that.
Am I wrong?
Matt Eberflus has been there for at least 3-4 years. So now if you go into this year when you guys, we had a good season, we lost a couple games, Justin Fields showed flashes, but we still didn't go to the playoffs. You can't do that again next season, especially even after you traded draft picks. If he doesn't have a good season this year, he's getting fired.
When did they? Was it
he's going into his second. He just completed his second year.
Yeah, it's
so third year. That's what it is.
Yeah, he's going into his third.
That long, yeah.
I would have fired the coach if I was the GM.
You would have left for me this year.
Yeah.
You gone.
I would have fired the coach.
It would really depend on where they felt like the development of the quarterback was. But me personally, I think that
y'all said Justin Fields' development was good though.
I thought he did. I thought he did decent. But my is I would start over. I would go ahead and draft Caleb Williams because I feel like he's a generational talent from what I saw, and the fact that once again you start over on that rookie contract. I would trade Justin Fields and I would trade that 8th pick.
Real quick, before we move on, what would you say is Caleb Williams' biggest knock? Because for me, it's mental toughness.
They say that about him, but
you see it
at the same time. I didn't see it that way.
The way he reacts to off the field stuff,
that don't really bother me.
Use
what I watch,
FIFO. Use the quote. I'd rather be at home watching Netflix with my dog and my family.
Yeah, that don't really bother me. What I see on the field is what I'm most impressed with, and the fact that he was drafting a team this year. That team was void of talent, and even though he was
a good wide receiver, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, they had a couple players. I'm not saying they didn't have anything.
Okay.
They had Marshawn Lloyd, the running back. They had some talent, but what I'm saying is he was dragging that team at times, and he was playing behind. It was weak, a lot of pressure, and he was getting the job done.
Let me ask you this:
even in losses,